and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, or Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, Phantom Hourglass. Last time we finished up the Isle of Gust, or Gale, I think it was Gust. And we started our third run of the Temple of the Ocean King. So we're doing some more side stuff before jumping back in. That's the Neptuna. It's kind of a procedure. Basically what I did was I just hung around because it tends to spawn around the lower part of the map, from my experience. I just hung around the Isle of Gust, I think that's what it's called, and waited until the swordfish symbol spawned on the upper map, and then just sort of tried to intercept it. And it was actually the first one I got, so I think I just got really good RNG there. I'm not entirely sure, but I think in either case, that was a pretty good lucky spell. I still haven't gotten the Courage Gem, which I'll probably tack on as another part very shortly, before we actually go back to the temple. By the way, if you're wondering, these enemies, if I haven't made note of it enough already, are actually good for getting rupees. So sometimes you can actually just kind of wait around, and then they'll come out of water without you actually necessarily having to sail around that much. And you just shoot them for a while. That's it. They split into 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. So if you time it well, you can actually get a lot of rupees that way. In any case, we're at Bannon Island. Navigate all of this death trap here. And voila! Show him the Neptuna. Where is it? Let's see it. This is the legendary fish Neptuna. This is the first time I have gazed into its mighty eyes. For you to have caught the living embodiment of the romance of the sea, young man, you have the most adventurous heart. For truly seizing the spirit of wayfaring adventure, a gift. Our 7th heart container, well technically our 4th. Our mutual passion for the wayfaring life bonds us as brothers. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm out of here. So with that, we are going to go back to the Temple of the Ocean King. So, meet you back at the door that Neri opened. With that stuff out of the way, we can now continue down through the Temple of the Ocean King. Now this time I made it with 11 minutes to spare, which is way more time than we ever need. This next 3 floors are easy. Ew, eyeball monsters. Allow me to explain, those are phantom eyes. They act as extra eyes to the phantoms. If one sees you, yeah, what happens if one sees you? The phantoms will find you and then it only gets worse, so be cautious. However, unlike the phantoms, these creatures can be defeated. Find them on the map. Make sure to defeat them before they see you. I get it, so you have to find a way to hit them before they see. She just totally repeated what the fairy just said. That's actually really hilarious and really sad at the same time. You know what, people give Vi a lot of credit for that, but I feel like Ciella's just as bad in that department, if not worse. Now, full disclosure, if it feels like I know what I'm doing, it's because I have actually played this, like, 4 times? This is my 4th time, I think. Audio problems galore, long story short. So, yes, I've played this section of the game way more times than I'd ever like to. If it glitches out again, it's gonna be post-commentated because I don't want to play this anymore. I have played this run way too much for one lifetime. In a row, I should say. Take you out. By the way, we do want to take out those guys, and I have a reason. You actually get a really good item if you actually defeat them all, so definitely take the time to defeat them. Once you get one locked onto you, it doesn't actually, you can't actually hurt it if you enter a safe zone, so you actually have to wait for it to respawn on the map, try to hit it. Once it comes into view, just throw the boomerang, and done. So there's that. Another thing we can actually do is we have the shovel. By the way, you can see there's actually a path up there to the top left that we can't really do anything with, and we will get to that much later. We need a special item that can go through these tiny little passageways in order to make this work. What item it is, you may ask, and if you've ever played a Zelda, you should be able to guess. It should be obvious. You got a small key. Use this key to open locked doors. Touch a door that you open it. You can only use it once. Same text as always. So this is a power gem. So definitely worth your time to go out of your way to get that. There's more sand over there. We don't need it. So that took about a minute and a half. Yeah, about a minute and a half. That was good. This floor is like a combat floor. No puzzles, just combat. There's places where you can get like extra sand, but it's really not worth it. If you ask me, it's just kind of out of your way. Interesting. I was actually testing to see if you could actually like hit them using iframes. You can't. So keep that in mind. I don't know why it just occurred to me to try that, actually. You'd think I would have thought of that earlier to try. Also, by the way, because of so many issues with desyncing and video stuff going bad, I actually lowered, because the capture card I use has different settings of bitrate, labeled like good, better, best. I lowered it from better to good to see if that helps in terms of encoding, because what was happening is parts of the footage would get really stretched out compared to the audio. So I'm hoping that fixes it, but also I'm not sure how much the quality is really gonna dip. It's still gonna be like 720p 60 FPS, so how much worse can it be, really? There's another path over there, so if you go through that top left door from the previous floor, that's a major shortcut. Just a little farther, the clue to the ghost ship should be up ahead. So, fun fact, this is a puzzle that is actually super easy. Read this. This one will say, a second tablet, so this is number 2. I'm gonna explain it, I'm not gonna go through it myself. I don't know how to get this one, so ignore it. This one you just blow up the blocks in front of it, and then this one is 3. For these spikes, on the top left, you have to destroy these blocks using the shovel and bombs in order to get up to the upper platform, hit a switch, lower the spikes, and you reveal this to be 1 and 5. So from there you can pretty much figure out what the remaining pattern is. What's the one missing number here? So yes, instead of actually showing it, I'm going to just basically explain how it's done and then cut to the chase, because again, I have played this way too many times for one week, I guess, because I am recording this on a separate day. Okay, and that's it actually for the thing. This is actually the end of the line for now. Look familiar? Should. Press the sacred crest against the sea chart, transfer it. The Temple of Courage will open to the holder of the Sun Key. So open your sea chart. Open this sea chart, the southwest. If you are playing on a DS, close it. If you're playing on Wii U, obviously you can't do that, so I'm just gonna push this button and voila. See, because pressing the home button acts as putting it in sleep mode, which is the trigger for it. Wow, Link, you figured what I meant by pressing them together. Totally doesn't work in this version. Crest is here, but that's the middle of the sea. Is there a key? Hate to say it, but maybe we should go ask Linebeck what he thinks. Oh boy. You know how asking Linebeck for help goes. So, to my knowledge, everything's still fine in terms of the footage. So that's good. Yeah, it looks like it's still about the same, like, distance. So yeah, maybe lowering the bitrate helps. I hear it does. For this kind of thing, because it puts less, like, strain on it. CPU and such. RAM. So, first, agenda. This shop opens up. This is the treasure teller. I'm not gonna read through his explanation because I can explain it better. He buys stuff from you The way it works is actually really fascinating from a programming standpoint. At the beginning of the game, all of the values of each treasure are determined and stay that way for that file for the rest of the game. So hypothetically, if I boot up a different file, these treasures might actually be worth something different. Yes, it's rather odd. So, we want to end up with about 2,000 plus rubies, preferably around like 3,000, which we actually end up being around there. So that's good. Now, this next part's really finicky. Also, by the way, we get a lot of letters on a row, so I'm just gonna duck out and now. Actually, no. This is a letter from Edo from Cannon Island. Ready for this? Hey you, Link, I've got some very big news. Big news. See, I've been working on a salvage arm for a long time, but now it's ready. This gorgeous piece of machinery lets you pull up treasure from the seafloor. Okay, so first to get there, meaning us, because no one else wants it. Yep, there he goes. Now, we don't want to talk to this guy yet. We want to talk to him after we talk to Edo. Well, look what the crab dragged in. Get that third sea chart yet? We found the secret mark that we transferred to our southwestern sea chart. We found out that the Temple of Courage will open with a sun key. But that new mark on our chart reveals a spot that's essential to our quest. I see, and since seeing is believing, it's time for you to believe in old Lineback. I see we go there. We're bound to find something. We can't, because if we go there's just empty sea. We need some way to find it, and lo and behold, someone just made a salvage arm. What fortuitous timing. So we gotta sail over to Cannon Island again. Hooray. Wow, I cut off a lot of time. On my first run, this took about 10 to 15 minutes. Mostly because I tried to show the temple, that third floor of the temple, in full detail, and it took a really long time. And this time I was like, I'm gonna cut to the chase with this. We're gonna answer the mail later. We don't have to talk to Fuzo again, just go straight to Edo. It's finally complete. The salvage arm will let you reach the bottom of the sea for sunken treasure. What, aren't you the shrimplet who bought the cannon from me, and now you want the salvage arm? Did you come racing over here after getting one of my letters? You dropped everything to rush here for my invention. You're a fan of my work, huh? Sure. Buy me up all you want, but it's gonna cost you big time. So we gotta yell. So I suggest just blowing into the microphone instead of actually yelling to avoid, like, waking everyone in your vicinity. So, here we go. What was that? I didn't hear anything. Wait, what? Okay, that was unusual. I must not have been close enough to the microphone. Wait, what? Again? Okay, so I said I remember this part very distinctly, and the reason is... Okay. So the reason I don't like this part of the game, and I have distinct memories of disliking it, is because it's a complete broken piece of trash. This never works as intended for me, and it's super frustrating. So I am going to cut back to when he actually gives us an offer. Okay, so what I did was just basically take the stylus, find where the mic is on the gamepad, and just literally mash it against that part of the gamepad, just making an awful tapping noise, which is what I'm doing now. This is how I got this outcome. 200 rupees, that's as low as it gets. So pro strat, if you want to get the lowest price, mash the touchscreen, or mash the gamepad / DS near the microphone. Absolute terrible minigame, and honestly, it is one thing that I feel like is super underrated as something that's completely terrible about this game. Legit, it's one of my least favorite things about this. Old Wayfarer, what? Have you found yourself on the path of wayfaring, Link? Don't fret if you haven't. You may already be on the way and not know it. Yes, finding your way isn't like discovering a pebble lodged between your toes. No, a true wayfarer can travel the whole world and never just find one way. But I did want to give you something unusual that I found on my own travels. May it serve you as a reminder, you can find anything if you give it enough time. A random ship part. And that's the end of it. So for the duration of the video, we're just going to be doing letters, basically. There should be one more. And then we'll end off, I think. We might go over time by accident. Salvatore. This is actually important, by the way. Greetings, Link. No doubt you were waiting for a note from me to master the version, so come by again, I mean, if you want. Play a game or two. I got better things to do. I'll be waiting. Where else am I gonna go? I'll be the guy staring at the sea, boy out of my mind. Sincerely yours, Salvatore. We get a wisdom gem from this. That's the end of it. Got all that, sir? Then I'm out of here. Piece of cake. There's actually one more letter, but we'll do that next time. I think we're getting really close to time, so we're just gonna end off here. In any case, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more of The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass.